All praises to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and peace to everyone joining me on this program. This is the Fount of Israel's Bible Studies program, and as always, it's an honor for me to stand before you on the Lord's holy Sabbath day. Now, before we jump into our lesson, let me remind you to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Please, by all means, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And if you should feel so inclined to donate, check the description box down below. Oh, and by the way, smash that notification bell because I don't want you to miss any of our lessons. Now, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into our lesson today. Now, this is part of our Bible study series, the 10 Commandments. And this particular series, we just deal with the 10 Commandments, and we do a lesson on each of those 10 commandments. Obviously, there's a lot more commandments in the Bible, but we're gonna break down each one. Now, this one in particular, we are gonna deal with 2 of the commandments. Okay, so in total, there are 9 videos. Okay, there are 9 videos. Okay, everything else has its own. This one is combined. So we're going to look at a couple of those things. This one's combined. This one will contain the 8th and 9th commandment. Now, with that being said, that is in fact our title, the 8th and 9th commandment. That way we're going to deal with both of these. The first half we'll deal with one. The second half we will deal with the other. Now, since we're going to be talking about the 10 commandments, then we should go right where we find them. So join me over in Exodus, if you will. Okay, so we're going to start over at Exodus 20. And once there, we're going to read verse 15 and verse 16. Okay, verse 15 and 16. 15 says, "Thou shalt not steal." And then 16, "Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor." Okay, so we're dealing with stealing and bearing false witness, or I should say lying, right? So we're going to go ahead and deal with that one. This particular lesson, I have a lesson in the library, and it's called bearing false witness, right? That one's a little bit different. It's all about, bearing false witness, okay, which we could say, is lying. But here we're going to deal with it just from a different angle, right? First, we're going to start with dealing with stealing. And then the second half of this particular lesson, we're going to be dealing with lying. Okay, so that way it is different, because I know some people who've been with me for a while, they may think, oh well, doesn't he have a "thou shalt not bear false witness" lesson? Yes, and that particular lesson, it could go with this, but this one the angle is a little bit different. Okay, we're just going to be focusing more on a lying tongue and things like that, even though it essentially means the same thing, but this one is just a little bit different angle, and it's not quite as in-depth. Obviously, we're going to do about an hour, whereas the other lesson is an hour all by itself. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and deal with it. The first part it said, "Thou shalt not steal." Thou shalt not steal. We're going to deal with stealing first, and then we're going to deal with the 10 Commandments. Now let's go over to Ephesians. But you know what? Before we do that, we all know that stealing is, taking something that does not belong to you, right? So it can be someone's property, it can be the person, it can be, someone's life, it can be a lot of different things, right? A number of different things. So let's look at this real quick. So Exodus 20, and we're going to go to 15, and let's look at the Hebrew for steal. Okay, stealing was the Hebrew 1589. Okay, ganab. Okay, to steal away, to carry away, to be stolen away, be brought by stealth, right? Kind of sneak it away, that type of thing, right? By implication, to deceive, to carry away, secretly bring, to steal away, okay? Get by stealth, okay? So we have an idea what stealing is, all right? So now let's go on over to Ephesians, if you will. Ephesians chapter 4. Ephesians chapter 4. Okay, now when we get to Ephesians chapter 4, I'm going to start at verse 25, which reads, "Wherefore, putting away lying, speaking every man truth with his neighbor, for we are members of one of another. Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your anger, not to give place to the devil. Okay. And then in 28 it says, let him that stole steal no more. Let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hands the things which is good, that he may have to give to him that needeth. Okay, so that you're not in the place of need. Go ahead and work. Let him who steal no more. Okay, there's a commandment. Don't steal anymore. That is a sin. That is bad. Don't steal. Don't take that which is not yours. Right? Very, very, very simple. Very simple. Now we know that out of need, people get desperate. Sometimes people are desperate. But can we agree that sometimes people are lazy? Or can we agree that sometimes people are full of ego and pride? They don't even want to ask for help. Can we agree on that? See, there's a myriad of reasons why someone would steal, right? You have a little kid and they'll steal. You can teach them how to steal. They're just doing it out of doing it. They're just doing it because you taught them how to, to steal. It's like a challenge or something. It's like a game to them. So they can be taught to steal, right? The child's just getting it. Okay, all right. Some people might have a jacked up ideology thinking, hey, you know what? Hey, I need it more than they do. Whatever the case may be. So we can all agree that there is a myriad of reasons why someone would steal, but all at the same time, it's not good. It's forbidden. It's not permissible. Not good. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to justify it. Thou shalt not steal. That simple. Okay? That's what we have to keep in mind. That's the kind of thing that people will kind of gloss over it. Make it seem like it's not as big a deal as it is. Try to weigh these sins out. Now it's part of the Big Ten. Oh, it's not that bad. It made the top 10. It's bad enough. It made the top 10. We're going to go to Exodus 22. Exodus 22. When we get there, I'm going to start at verse 1 in Exodus. Exodus 22, we're going to start at verse 1. Let's look at a couple things here. Verse 1, and it says, and if a man shall steal an ox or a sheep and kill it and sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox and 4 sheep for a sheep. Okay, this is restitution, right? You have to pay this back, and you're going to pay back more, right? If a thief be found breaking up and be smitten that he die, there shall no blood be shed for him. Okay, if you are a thief breaking into someone's tent, in this case, breaking into someone's house in modern day terms, and you die, and that thief died, not you, but that thief died because he was breaking in or whatever. Oh well, completely justified. Completely justified. That's how bad stealing is. That's how the Most High feel about it. Hey, shouldn't have been. Yeah. It was a FAFO moment. That's how the Most High feel about it. Not my words, right? 3, if the sun be risen upon him, there shall be blood shed for him, for he should make full restitution, right? So that means if he's alive, okay, if he lives, for he shall make restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft, right? You're going to sell him. You got to make this right. This is for thievery. This is for theft, right? 4, and if the theft be certainly found in his hand alive, meaning he didn't kill it yet, whether it be an ox or an ass or a sheep, he shall restore it double. Okay, so if he still has it, that which he stole, he gonna double it. Now, if you look in the beginning, if he doesn't, right, if he's still an ox or sheep or kill it and sell it, right, it's gonna be times 5 for the ox, times 4 for the sheep. But if he's found and he still has it, then you double it. And 5, and if a man shall cause a field or a vineyard to be eaten, and shall put in his beast, and shall feed in another man's field, or the best of his own field, and of the best of his own vineyard shall he make restitution. That's what he's going to do. So you don't let your animal go over into my field to feed and eat my stuff, eat my grains and my oats and whatever else the beasts eat. Feed them off your field. Or it's restore me that which you stole and put in the belly of your animal. Right? See, I just want you guys to understand and see, get a feel for how serious this whole stealing idea was. You have to pay restitution. Double, sometimes fourfold, sometimes fivefold. You had to pay that back from stealing. We're gonna keep looking. That's good. That's the vineyard. Verse 6. If fire break out and catch it in thorns, so that the stacks of corn or the standing corn of the field be consumed therewith, he that kindleth the fire shall surely make restitution. So you set fire to my field and burn up my crops, you got to make restitution, right? 7. And if a man shall deliver unto his neighbor money or stuff to keep, and it be stolen out of the man's house, if the thief be found, let him pay double. So that thief has to pay double, right? Verse 8. If the thief be found, then the master of the house shall be brought unto the judges to see whether he have... Hold on. Let me read that again. Verse 8. If the thief be not found, then the master of the house shall be brought unto the judges to see whether he have put his hand on his neighbor's goods. So he's going to be examined just to see, okay, did he take this? Did he steal? Okay, we can't find the thief. So is it the owner of the house trying to, do the flimmy flam on you, trying to hoodwink, bamboozle you? Okay, we gotta look at that. Okay, we can look at a few more, but I think you guys get the gist of it. You see the difference? You know what? We'll read a little bit more. I wasn't going to, but we're going to read a little bit more, because this whole thing, this is well, a lot of it is anyway. For all manner of trespass, whether it be for the ox, for ass, for sheep, for raiment, or for any manner of lost thing, which another challenge to be his, the cause of both parties shall come before the judges, and whom the judges shall condemn, he shall pay double unto his neighbor. And if a man deliver unto his neighbor an ass or an ox or a sheep or a beast to keep, and it die or be hurt or driven away, no man seeing it, then shall an oath of the Lord be between them both, that he has not put his hands unto his neighbor's goods. And the owner of it shall accept thereof, and he shall not make it good. And if it be stolen from him, he shall make restitution unto the owner thereof. Okay, so now stop. It's a serious matter. He gave rules and regulations of how we're gonna take care of this, how you make restitution. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. It made the top 10. Even if you break in and you get clapped for it, as it were, in modern day vernacular, then oh well, no blood gets shed for him. Now I know we got, we're here in the West, and there's laws and certain particular laws, and some of us are familiar with those laws, especially those who, depends on what state you're in, concealed carry, someone breaking in your house, to stain your ground, all that kind of stuff. Okay, but I'm just talking about the biblical laws. Okay, I'm just talking about the biblical laws right now. Okay, so we have that. Let's go on over to Leviticus. Go up a book. We're going to go to Leviticus chapter 6. Okay, this stealing is a big deal. Kind of means something, right? We're going to start at verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, if a soul sin and committeth the trespass against the Lord, and lie unto his neighbor in that which was delivered him to keep, or in fellowship, or in thing taken away by violence, so robbed, or had deceived his neighbor, okay, or have found that which was lost and lieth concerning it, right? You did find it, but now you're lying. You keep it and you're lying about it. And swear it falsely. In any of these that a man doeth, sinneth therein. Okay, you sinned. You messed up. That's not right. Hey man, help me look for my gold chain real quick. Okay, we looking around. That person finds it, but then acts like he didn't find it, and he keeps it. Okay? Verse 4. Then it shall be, because he had sinned and is guilty, that he shall restore that which he took violently away. Now that's robbery, right? And the thing which he had deceitfully gotten. Okay, that's sneaking. Oh, I didn't see anything. Okay? Or that which was delivered him to keep, or the lost thing which he found. Okay, verse 5. All that about which he has sworn falsely, he shall even restore it, the principal, and shall add the fifth part more thereunto, and give it unto him to whom it pertaineth in the day of the trespass offering. Look at that. See, you add into it. And he shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord, a ram without blemish out of the flock, with thy estimation, for a trespass offering unto the priest. And the priest shall make an atonement for him before the Lord, and it shall be forgiven him for anything of all that he has done in trespassing therein. Okay, so that gives you an idea of a trespass offering. Okay, see, thievery and robbery has to do with trespass. You're trespassing against someone. As forgive our trespasses, we trespass, of others. Okay, the wrongdoing, either taking it by robbery, taking it by stealthily through thievery. Kind of a big deal. And look at all this restitution. Oh, you're going to pay this and then some. You're going to pay that and then some. Over and over and over. And we're starting to see this. You're starting to see the pattern. It's kind of a big deal, can we say? Kind of a big deal. We want to act as though it's not as egregious as some of the other iniquities that could be committed. But it's right there with it. It's right there. Join me in Psalm 62. We're going to read one verse when we get up to Psalm 62. That verse will be verse 10. Trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. Okay, it's not a big deal, but we're going to go ahead and look at that. In robbery, let's look at that. Psalm 62. And verse 10. Now, we look at robbery. Let's see what word that is. Okay, 1498 in the Hebrew. Robbery, something plundered. You took something. Robbery, thing taken away by violence. Something taken away by violence. We got it? Something taken away by violence. Trust not in oppression, taking advantage of someone, and become not vain in robbery. You get puffed up with robbery. In our culture today, robbing someone is a big deal. Like in gang culture, and mobs and things like that. All the movies and songs and stuff that we glorify. Robbing someone, it's great. It's celebrated. It tests your mettle. You're the man. Right? But biblically, that's a problem. That's a big problem. And we're gonna look at some of these things here. Okay? Taking something by violence, taking it by force. Go with me to Jeremiah. This is up about four books or so. Go with me to Jeremiah. All right. And when we get to Jeremiah, let's start over in verse 9 and read a couple of verses. Verse 9 says, will ye steal, murder, and commit adultery, and swear falsely, and burn incense unto Baal, and walk after other gods whom ye knew not, or know not, and come and stand before me in this house, which is called by my name, and say, we're delivered to do all these abominations? Is this house, which is called by my name, become a den of robbers in your eyes? Because Even I have seen it, said the Lord. Will you do those things? Will you become a den of robbers in the eyes of the Most High? Will you become a den of robbers? Taking things. Thieves and robbers. How much of this have you witnessed? Go back to high school days, junior high. You seen that? Some of us, we grew up in the hood. We're very familiar with someone stealing something from you, either stealthily or someone robbing. I mean, some of you probably watch or have probably been robbed before by force, by gunpoint or something, or by knife or something like you've been robbed. This is way more prevalent. It's just that we don't think about it very often. If it doesn't hit home, we don't really think about it very much. It happens all the time. It is so prevalent, and this is why it makes the top 10. We're going to keep looking at it. We're going to keep looking. 1 Corinthians 6. 1 Corinthians, we're going to look at chapter 6. We're going to do the same thing, 9 through 11. Verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God? And that's what we're here for, brothers and sisters. Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of God. None of these people will get in. 11, and such were some of you, okay? Some of you were these type of peoples, right? But ye are washed, but ye are sanctified, you're set apart, right? But ye are justified in the name of the Lord Jesus and by the Spirit of our God. These are the people who are not going to make it. So you cannot think that you're going to be able to practice these things and still get into the kingdom and still gain access into the kingdom. No. You're going to have to leave those things behind. See, a lot of people keep thinking that they're going to make it into the kingdom with all this baggage, right? You cannot give in. You can't get in with all this baggage, particularly the sin baggage. I'm not talking about emotional and psychological baggage. A lot of that's got to go too. But a lot of these hangups, these things that you have not tried to conquer because you have to do your best. I have to do my best. You got to do your best. We got to work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. I mean, we got to lighten our load with some of this sin. We have got to get a handle on some of these things. This is why I'm doing this particular series. That's why we're doing this commandment series. So we can kind of look at each one of the top 10. Okay, this is the top 10 commandment hits right here. We're going to look at each one of them and focus on it. And focus on it for the week until the next Shabbat. Focus on it. Now, obviously, these lessons can't be exhaustive because time would not permit. That is beyond the scope of 1 hour, okay? We can go a long way. We can go to different stories and passages and things like that. We can go look at those type of things. But that's your homework assignment. You got to go get everything else. You got to get all the other stuff. I'm gonna bring the protein. I'm gonna give you the meat, but you got to go get the mashed potatoes and the mac and cheese and the green bean. You got to get all of the fixings. Okay, I'm just gonna give you the main course. I'm gonna give you the protein. But you got to go dress your plate. All right, I'm gonna get you started. You go dress your plate. You go fix it up. You go get the other stuff. Study. Go look at some more. Go look at those examples. Okay, so let's keep going. Look at the people who are not going to make it in. You're gonna see this a theme running throughout this series, right? Some of the scriptures you're gonna see in one lesson or the other. Some of the same scripture because some of the same sins, the top 10, keep making it. Some of the same sins. Some of them are kind of grouped together. So, just as a reminder before we move on, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of God. And then in 11, a part of it at least, he says, as such were some of you. As such were some of you. We're reading some of this. See, here's the thing. When we read the Bible, if you don't see yourself, you're reading it wrong. You don't see yourself in some of it, you're reading it wrong. Now, I'm not saying that you're still that. Hopefully, no. You repented, you walk away, okay? Fall down a couple times, pick yourself back up. Repent and stay walking on that path. That's fine. What I'm saying is that if nothing else, you should see the old you or the you that you're struggling with. Because this Bible is supposed to come and change us. We're supposed to adjust to the Bible. We can't adjust the Bible to us. We got to adjust to the Bible. Right? If you hear me, give me a 100 down below in the comment section. Let's keep going, guys. Exodus 21. Exodus 21. And we're going to go one verse in 21. That verse will be 16, which reads, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. If you find someone, this is kidnapping. That's still stealing. That's stealing a person. It all goes together. Whether you steal through stealth, steal through robbery through force, or kidnapping. That's still stealing. Excuse me, stealing and stealing. Thou shalt not steal. You see? You take something that doesn't belong to you. In that example where you're looking for something and you find it, but you lie about it through deception. Through stealth, through deception, through force, or you're stealing a person through kidnapping. It's all the same. I'm sorry if that makes someone uncomfortable, but yeah, that's how that goes. That's how that goes. Let's keep it going. We're going to go to Hosea chapter 4. Before we switch over, Hosea chapter 4, first 5 verses. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood. Therefore shall the land mourn, and every one that dwelleth therein shall languish with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of the heavens, ye, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. Yet let no man strive nor reprove another, for thy people are as they that strive with the priests. Verse 5, and therefore shall thou fall in the day, and the prophet also shall fall with thee in the night, and I will destroy thy mother. It's all going to pot, as it were. It's all going to pot. Now, and look at why he says that. Now, he's talking to Israel. Look at why it's all going to pot. Okay. He starts off with who he's talking to, and why it's all going to hell in a handbasket. Okay, hear ye the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. So who's he talking to? For the Lord has a controversy. I got a problem with you. I got a bone to pick with you, right? And all the inhabitants. All right. Why is that, Lord? He says, because there is no truth, no mercy, no knowledge of God in the land. What else? What else, Father? By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out and blood touches as one after the other. You're doing it to each other, and it's running rampant. That's what he's talking about. It's crazy. Y'all doing the most. And now, got to destroy you. This is the problem that they're running into, brothers and sisters. This is the problem. Let's see. Anything in the top 10? Let's see here. Oh, the lying, the killing, the stealing, the adultery. A couple of top 10 hits in that one, ain't it? Say, we were talking about the lying. We're gonna continue in that. We're gonna keep going with that one. Proverbs 12. It just gets completely out of control. So we're moving from stealing to the lying. Okay, now we're talking about the 9th commandment. Okay, so Proverbs 12. Let's read verse 22. It says, lying lips are abomination to the Lord, but they that deal truly are his delight. Lying lips. And you know how easy it is for us to lie. Sometimes we just lie so willy-nilly because it's come so easy for a lot of people. That's one of the reasons why we many people think it's not that big a deal. Oh, it's just a little white lie. Where after too long and you get used to it, that those lies start to get very colorful after a while now, don't they? I know it hurts. I know it stings. I know. But I cannot I cannot ease your conscience on this. I can't sugarcoat it. I can't do that. I got to tell you exactly what it is, how it is. That's it. You got to take that up with the author. He said, doesn't like lying lips are an abomination to the Lord. Is that my words? Did I write that? I'm a little old. I'm not that old. Okay? 5 decades is nothing compared to centuries. Millenniums ago. A few millenniums ago that this was written. Okay? So I don't know what you want from me. Doesn't like it. It's an abomination. We're still in Proverbs. Let's go to 6. Okay? A couple things he don't like. Let's go 16 through 19. What did he say? He says, these 6 things does the Lord hate, yet 7 are an abomination unto him. 7 of these bad boys are an abomination unto him. Let's see what makes the cut. A proud look. A lying tongue, and the hands that shed innocent blood. We're gonna deal with that one. That's gonna come up. A heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that are swift in running to mischief. A false witness speaking lies. Thou shalt not bear false witness. So the lying and the bearing of false witness right there together, right? Okay. Still lying, but that's together. Speaking lies, and he that soweth discord among the brothers. Get the rumors, you just want trouble. The instigators, troublemakers. But we don't know. But we just sticking to the lying tongue and the false witness that speaketh lies. We just focus on. They are particularly abominable. So still not a big deal. Oh, it's just a lie. It's still not a big deal. Told you, it makes the top 10. And we decide, it's just a lie. It's not like insert whatever sin you think is greater than a lie. Lies can get people killed. Lies can change the course of people's entire life. Lies can keep people in the dark about a lot of things. We're kept in the dark over a lie. We kept in the dark about who our identity was, who our ancestors was, what really happened. You know, lies can do that. You know, propaganda is a bunch of lies, and that shaped the way we think if we fall for the propaganda. Lies can change a person's whole life. What's a common lie we hear? You are the father. I know it hurts. I know. I'm just making a point for us to be careful and not to think that a lie is not a big deal. A lie is a big deal. It can have ripple effects. It can affect more than one person in a huge way. Let's keep going. Let's just keep going. We're going to keep going. Proverbs 19. Proverbs 19 and 9. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall perish. Still not a big deal? No big deal. We just ignore it. We just blow that off. We're good. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall perish. Look. Here's what we need to consider. Rather than tell an outright lie, right? Someone tell you something, or ask you something, just like they do in court, I plead the fifth. Better than telling a lie. Now, I know someone's going to say, there's lies of omission and stuff like that. No, that's different. It's a little different. There are, first of all, let me simply say there are lies of omission. There is such an animal, okay? But I'm saying, if you're saying that I'm not going to say anything, that is not a lie. I'm just not going to speak on it. That's what I'm saying. There's a difference there. Okay? There's a difference. If you're saying I'm not going to speak on it. Okay? Someone asks you something, you say, well, I'm not going to speak on it. I got nothing to say. Okay? That's not a lie. Okay? Is that you have something something material and nobody didn't ask you anything. You could have said something and then you just didn't say anything. Right? No one asked you anything. You just, Does anybody here know XYZ? And everyone's hush hush and you're hush hush too and stuff like that. I mean, it's a little nuanced, but you get the point, I hope. So, we're in Proverbs 19. We're moving on to Psalm 101. Let's go back a book. Psalm 101. Because to everything's a season. Sometimes there's a time to speak up, and sometimes a time to shut up. So it just depends. So just be careful of the kind of lies that we're talking about here. So 101, verse 7. He that worketh deceit shall not dwell within my house, and he that telleth lies shall not tarry in my sight. You get out of my face. First of all, you're not gonna be around me, and you get out of my face. Okay, you can attribute that. You can attribute that to the Most High. You're not gonna get into the kingdom. You're not gonna dwell. You're not gonna stand this. It's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's just like when we stand in the day, because we're all gonna have to stand in the day of judgment, right? All right. It depends on what it looks like. Depends on whether you're righteous or wicked. It looks a little different whether you're righteous or wicked. That's another lesson for another time. But the point is, we're gonna have to give an account for every idle word, right? You really think you're gonna be able to hem haw and lie? Now you're standing in front of your maker, right? You're standing in front of the judge, right? In eternity, you stand in front of the who knows everything. Are you really going to try to deceive? Are you really going to try to twist, warp, and distort when your whole life can be laid out in front of you in 10,000K definition? So you're gonna come on now. Let's make it a practice of being forthright. Let's make it a practice of being honest. Practice that. Practice honesty. Practice that. Colossians chapter 3. Colossians chapter 3. We're going to read 9 and 10. He says, lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds, and have put on the new man, which is renewed in the knowledge after the image of him that created him. And have put on the new man, which is renewed in the knowledge after the image of him that created him. After Christ, brothers and sisters. After Christ. Make a practice of being honest. Make a practice of just not telling lies. There's, like I said, there's levels to it, right? Work on it. When I start, I'm gonna let my yay be yay, my nay be nay. Someone asks me a question, I'm just gonna answer it just how it is. That's it. Straight. I'm gonna say exactly how it is. I'm just gonna answer honestly. That's it. Just the facts. That's how we need to make a practice of it. Work on those lies of omission. Things of material importance. Right? And then there's times where you just shut up. Some things are just on need to know basis, right? There's some things you just don't say anything because if it's not a need to know thing, it's not need to know. It's like, okay, then it doesn't change anything. So that's when you don't say anything. And one last one on a side note, when we make an oath or swear a promise or something like that, then we break that. If you know going in, you're not going to keep that promise. That's also a lie. That's also a lie. Oh yeah, we're touching on everything. If you know going in, before you even open your mouth, you're about to swear this oath. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's go to Leviticus, sorry, I said Levi. Let's go to Leviticus 19. I said Levi. Leviticus 19. When I write my notes, I usually write the names of the books shorthand. So go to Leviticus 19. I'm just going to read one verse. 19 and 11. Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. See, that's a... See, they're always interconnected, stealing and lying. You should not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. It's like in 13, he says, thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, not rob him. Same thing, right? 13, not defraud him or rob him. Taking advantage of, stealing. Paying someone less than what you actually owe them, you're stealing money. If we're at work and we work 6 hours, but we're clocking in, clocking out, saying we work 10 hours, you're stealing time and money. You're adding time and money. You left early. See, look. What is happening here is that the Most High is trying to build character in us. And this is the proving ground. This earth, not the new earth, not the new heaven, not New Jerusalem. That's the reward. That's for later. That's the reward. But this is the proving ground. This is the fire. These are all the little tests called life That if we pass, we get better and better and better and better. Why do we look up at some of the prophets and some of the disciples and stuff? Why do we? Because we admire them that, hey, they were flawed, but they figured some things out. They were good at certain things. They got better and better and better. Their faith grew stronger and stronger and stronger. Their obedience was more and more and more. It ever increased. We want to be more like them. We want to have the relationship with the Most High that they had with the Most High. This is the test. This is the proving ground, brothers and sisters. This is where we figured it out. When we figure out, okay, you know what, the stealing thing, no, I can't do that. Let he who stole steal no more. Oh, the lying, you know what? I need to be honest. This is when you don't figure it out in the kingdom. You don't get in if you don't get this figured out. Get what you can figured out. Then obviously the Messiah is going to forgive the rest, wash those sins away, atone for that, and then you get in. But you don't get it without repentance. You don't get it and you just keep doing it all willy-nilly. It's no big deal. It doesn't work like that, brothers and sisters. It does not. Let he who steals steal no more. You can't keep stealing and then expect to be forgiven for it. Amen? You can be forgiven for it if you stop. Let's keep going. Let's go to Proverbs 14. Let's go back to Proverbs. Proverbs 14, verse 5. A faithful witness will not lie, but a false witness will utter lies. A faithful witness will not lie, but a false witness will utter lies. 24 and 28. Proverbs 24 and 28. Let's keep it going. 28 says this. Be not a witness against thy neighbor without a cause, and deceive not with thy lips. Don't lie on him. Do not bear false witness. Don't do it. You didn't see anything, then that's what it is. What it is. You say, well, hey man, I didn't see it. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. Because if you don't do that. Don't do that. It's not right. 21 and 6. Proverbs 21 and 6. What does verse 6 say? The getting of treasures by a lying tongue is a vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek death. Okay? You do that with getting treasure with lying tongue. You're going to lie your way to get money. You're going to lie to come up. It's going to lead to one thing. It's going to lead to death. You can get by, but you won't get away. It's really that simple. Some people will get by, but they won't get away. And some people won't even get by. Some people come to tragic ends. Swiftly. But the Most High is not slack as man calls it slack. Because you don't pay for a particular sin in that moment. It means he's giving you grace so you can repent. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. We're in Proverbs 21. Let's go to 58 or Psalm actually. We're going to go to Psalm 58 and 3. We're going to go to Psalm 58 and 3. In 3 it says what? The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Let me ask you this. I'm sorry. Raise your hand if you have to teach your child how to lie. Or when you catch them dead to rights, they already know how to lie, right? They're not good at it, but they lie. Right? Somebody talk to me. Someone say something. Someone talk to me, right? Who had to actually teach their child? Hold on, son. Hold on. You were lying, and your execution was okay, but your angle, your delivery wasn't quite right. You got a couple of flaws in your logic. You didn't have to adjust that. Did you eat the cookie? They're shaking their head no with crumbs all over their mouth. No. Out of the womb, brothers and sisters. The wicked are estranged from the womb, and they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Okay? No. I'm just saying we're born in iniquity. Okay? We all start out that way. Nobody had to teach you how to lie. Let's keep it going. Psalm 34. Psalm 34. I'm going to read 13. Keep thy tongue from evil and thy lips from speaking guile, deception, deceit, subterfuge. Lies. Lies. Keep thy tongue from evil, because it is an evil. Countries have been set to war over lies. Words. Relationships have broken up over lies. Now, we're all mature enough to know that not everything is a lie, but I'm saying there are some relationships that have broken up over a lie. My point is, that's how strong lies are. You can break up relationships. You can get someone unalived. You can start a war. You can ruin someone's reputation. Someone can go to jail over a lie. Now are you starting to understand why it make the top 10? Are you starting to get why it's so serious? Are you getting the gravitas of the matter? Are you getting it? This is what I'm talking about. This is why it makes the top 10, brothers and sisters. Let's go to our last couple of places. Last few places. Psalm 120. Psalm 120. Let's go to our last three places. Psalm 120. And I just want one verse. And that verse is 2. Deliver my soul, O Lord, from lying lips and from a deceitful tongue. Right? Deliver me from that. Either ask the Most High to deliver you from having a lying tongue, from having deceitful lips, or deliver you from someone who has a lying tongue and deceitful lips. Either way. Either way. We need some deliverance from that, right? Either way. Let's go to Matthew 22. Let's go to our last two places. I'm going to finish these lessons with these last two scriptures each time, because it contains the whole law. Because it is everything. Matthew 22, and I'm going to start do 36 to 40. 36 to 40. 36, Master, which is the great commandment in the law? And Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love thy Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. And this is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. I want you guys to get that. Because the first four in this series, and you're going to hear me say it throughout the series, The first 4 has to do with how do we love the Most High God. And the last 6 of the top 10 is how do we love each other. And it's been repeated over and over and over. So we got. So that first word was love thy God with all thy heart, mind, and soul, right? Don't have any other God before him. Don't speak his name in vain. No idols. Remember the Sabbath day. So you got all that. Look what all that. Who's all that for? It's for him. It's for him. It's for him. It's for him. And then the last 6, what? Honor thy mother and father, all the way up to thou shalt not covet, right? That's us. And we're going to go ahead and bring it all the way home. We'll go to Romans 13. Let's go to Romans 13 real quick. We can go to Romans 13, 8 through 10. Romans 13, 8 through 10. And he says, owe no man anything but to love one another. For he that loveth another has fulfilled the law. Okay, so you're all done. But guess what? He was so kind, so gracious to give us the whole story. Verse 9. For this, thou shalt not commit adultery. You love your neighbor like that. Thou shalt not kill. Interesting. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not covet. And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. So why did he go to the last 6? Because it has to do with us. That's why he went to the last 6 of the 10, because it has to do with us. See, some people, they want to use this particular passage and think, oh, well, he didn't even mention the first 4. Well, because he's talking about loving one another. When you read the chapter, he's talking about loving one another. And the last 6 has to do with loving one another. Verse 10. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Who's he talking to? Who's he talking about? Your neighbor, your neighbor, your neighbor, other people. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. Doing it. Therefore, if you're loving, and he showed you exactly how we love, you're fulfilling the law. If you do this, you are fulfilling the law. If you do this, if thou shalt not commit adultery, you're fulfilling the law. Thou shalt not kill or murder. We'll get into that one. You're fulfilling it. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not covet. You are fulfilling the law. And we can sum all this up with a brief saying, and Messiah said it too. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And it's all fulfilled. I hope someone has gotten some understanding in this particular lesson. Indeed, I do. And remember, this is the commandment series. This one is the 8th and the 9th law. So before we get on out of here, let me encourage you all to like, share, comment, subscribe. Please, by all means, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And do not forget to smash that notification bell, because I do not want you to miss any of our lessons. And if you feel so inclined to donate, please check the description box down below. With that, I hope somebody's been edified. So search the scriptures. Improve all things. Shalom, Israel.